Alright, what's up, AJT fam? I am going to do our morning recap. And as I promised last week, I'm going to do the recap for the morning session. And then I'll do another one for the aftermarket earnings. So, you guys that can't be here in the morning, you'll get to see what we did in the morning. And you guys that can't be here for aftermarket earnings, you'll be able to see what we did for aftermarket earnings and how it, in some cases, some of those trades are bleeding over until the next day. So knowing what we did the night before and what the stock was doing and what we saw can really help you understand what we're looking at the next day. All right, so first trade out of the gate was this ENPH, and I did tweet this out last night that keep an eye on ENPH. This came off of the new pre-market scanner that I shared with you guys a couple months ago. One to use when we don't have earnings. It's kind of slow. When the earnings are slow that morning, we're able to find stocks that could be in play, and that's what we did here. And I told you, if it loses the bottom of the 139 channel, look out below. That's what we really wanted. But if it bounces, we had a nice channel up, and that's what we talked about in pre-market this morning. So what we're looking at here, it did, try to grind up pre-market, but after the open, you can see we pulled in, we lost the 139 channel, which was lined up with this. This is a 52-week low. And so 137 was the first psychological level I felt we could get to take profit. The next was the linear regression channel. Now these are dynamic. They do move throughout the day. So I can't remember what price exactly it was at, but that's about where I took profit the last time. So it pulled back, 135 held, it bounced, it rejected up here at the 9, it pulled back, but then actually it bounced. Once we put in a higher candle over the one that closed above the 9, that's my trigger to exit. But it was a fake out, and it pulled back, and once we lost the 9 and the 20 again, I got back in. It did bounce a little bit and retest the 9 and the 20, and finally it sold off. First target was 135. This is where we got hung up the last time. Second target was 134, which I felt was a good place to grab profit before the final target as 133.14. And this was the linear regression channel that I was looking for this to get to. And you can see it didn't quite make it. It is working off of 133.50. But this is where the linear regression channel was when I got in this trade, and I actually had my target there until it moved down, and then I moved my profit target down. So this trade is working out pretty good. Let me pull it. Come on, damn it. Every time I try to do something with this, it just gets stupider and stupider. But, this is a closer up shot of the ENPH trade. Meta, I just completely went brain dead on Meta. Here was the 5-minute opening range high. This was a beautiful base hit that I had. Unfortunately, after that, I kept making mistakes because I was, I was still looking at the ENPH trade, but I was trying to throw this one in, and it didn't work out because of my stupidity. I got in, first target, I left for a couple of minutes to say bye to my wife that was leaving. When I came back, it had pulled all the way back. So I was gonna stop out, accidentally bought, and obviously you could see I'm assuming I'm short. But I bought, it bounced and tried to push up, but it got rejected again. And once it sold through, I did the same damn thing again. Instead of um, selling, I bought, but then I turned around and just sold it, everything. So I made the same mistake twice on this. Don't know why. Probably because I'm a, I'm a bear, and my mind is 100% focused on shorting. But I just quit messing with that and started focusing on ENPH. So all of that's pretty much a scratch. I either made $25 or I lost $25. So somewhere in that $50 window. I don't look at my P&L during the day. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the numbers. But I can, add, subtract, and multiply and divide in my head so I can kind of get a rough estimate of where I'm at. The thing is, when I see it in print, that's when it messes with my head. So as long as I don't see it, I can forget about it and it doesn't burn in my memory. But that's where we're at right now. Pretty solid morning. And I've got to take off and run my errands for today. So I just went ahead and put in a range order to sell, to cover here if it gets down to this 133.14, this linear regression channel, or stop me out back at 136.05, which is around break even. I'm looking forward toward the end of the day potentially getting to this 130.46 level, or either 130, because if it works its way down, by the time it gets there, this linear regression channel will probably be lined up at 130. So this still has an opportunity for trades later on after lunch. After 1 or 2 o'clock, it could start and take out the last leg. It's just a matter of being patient, staying locked in on it, and working on squeezing some more blood out of that turnip, because that's basically what we're doing. Was the preset in FinViz 52-week low? I'm not going to answer that, because that's an easy question. Look at the daily chart and tell me whether it was a 52-week high or 52-week low. Okay, teachers have to be a smart ass sometimes to get their point across. So look at the chart, tell me what it is. And I won't give you a gold star today, but I'll give you a bronze star. So tell me whether I found this on the 52-week high or the 52-week low pre-market scan. There you go, bronze star. Obviously, if it was the high, it would be over all of this. So it was definitely the one that was approaching 52-week low. That's what I wanted. That's when we get the explosive breaks that we could trade intraday, and this turned out to be beautiful. So we're done with the recap this morning. I hope you guys had a great morning. If you're gonna join us back here for earnings. You know, I'll be back for earnings at 3 o'clock, but we'll keep coming in checking this ENPH to see if we're going to get that next leg down to the bottom of the 100 linear regression channel. We're working on the 50, but I want to see us get to the 100. So take care, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on.